This is your daily stimulus update and the latest developments that we have as of today, Tuesday, November 17th. Let's get right into it, but really quickly, thank you so much to all of you who checked out my video from earlier this morning and left your comments, suggestions, and ideas down below in the comments section. I've actually really enjoyed reading through them, and it's very obvious that there's a lot of people who are struggling and incredibly frustrated and stressed out by this whole situation. I get it. Congress isn't looking out for us right now. Our government doesn't have our back. But you know what? I say it every time, but I'm here on a daily basis looking out for you and bringing you any helpful information that I can on a daily basis. So thank you so much for allowing me to come back into your home every single day and be here for you. So it's very important to me to be back on a daily basis to help all you out. But let's get right into it. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Matt. Thank you so much for checking me out. And please be sure you are subscribed by hitting the button down below. And if you're returning, welcome back. As always, it's so great to see you. Thank you for your continued support. And I hope all of you are staying very safe and healthy during this time. So let's get into it and talk about this latest information. So earlier today, we had a handful of governors in the Midwest come together on a conference call calling for Congress to pass the next stimulus relief deal, or bill, I should say, deal, whatever you want to call it. They came together and they're urging Congress to come together and actually pass something. Why is this good? This is actually really good because let's think of this. Prior to these governors coming together and urging Congress to pass the next stimulus relief bill, basically before that, we've only had a handful of characters within Congress kind of urging, let's get something done here. Other than that, it's just been the people, us, calling on Congress to do something. Well, clearly, that hasn't been working because we've been begging them for, how many months now? 5, 6 months now. We've been begging them for additional relief, and clearly, they haven't done anything. So, it's actually pretty nice that these handful of governors are actually coming together and urging Congress. They're saying, hey, Congress, you guys got to get your act together. You guys need to do something, and you need to come together for the next stimulus relief. We need support. We need relief. So hopefully we can get more governors around the entire country to kind of back this movement, to start putting some pressure on Congress to actually do their job and to work in the best interest of the American people. Because guess what? That's what they're there for. That's what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be working in our best interest. But yet, I think they're probably just looking forward to their vacation next week, which I'll talk about here in just a couple minutes. I'm sure it's going to irritate many people here. But yeah, they're leaving again next week for Thanksgiving vacation. So basically, I already told you what's happening. But yeah, that's what's going on. So it's actually nice that we have this movement from this handful of governors who are pressuring Congress to get something done. This is good because these people are influential, like I just said. All of this is happening amid over 11 million cases of COVID in the United States. At the same time, we have nearly 250,000 people in our country who have unfortunately lost their lives, which is actually pretty sad. At the same time, as of yesterday, we had over 160,000 new infections. At the same time, we had over 73,000 people nationwide that are hospitalized because of this virus. So again, that's very scary. What's actually interesting about this, I'm going to go back to that conference call for just a second. What's interesting is I actually live here in the Midwest. The governor of our state was one of the governors in that conference call. After the conference call, he held a little press release or press briefing, whatever you want to call it, on TV, and he's going to be out tomorrow with additional restrictions. But what's interesting about that is when he was talking today on TV, Corey and I were listening to it, and he was talking about these hospitals. We're basically running out of capacity and the hospitals are being strained, which I imagine is the case around the entire country. This is going to be very common around the country. So we're getting into a situation where, yes, cases are going absolutely crazy around the country, especially in the Midwest, and hospitals are simply running out of capacity. Not only that, there's only so much personnel to look over after all of these patients. So it's getting to be certainly a scary situation. But all of this is happening at the same time that I don't even want to say it. But yeah, like I said earlier, Congress is actually leaving next week for their vacation. They're going on vacation all next week. Congress, the House, and the Senate, they'll be gone next week for Thanksgiving. They'll be returning after that after next week, and they will be back for just a short time before they leave on recess once again. So the House of Representatives will be leaving on December 10th. Meanwhile, the Senate will be leaving on December 18th. So they'll only be back for a short time after Thanksgiving to actually get something done before they're out of here, once again, going on vacation. I guess when I look at that, I just think maybe they should be like the rest of us and actually work every day next week, with the exception of Thursday. I don't know, maybe they should be like the rest of the world and actually do their jobs. Oh, man. So, also, this also comes at the same time that we are still anticipating that there should be some type of stimulus proposal that should be released and announced within the Senate this week. This is per the comments that were made last week by Marco Rubio. Of course, we don't know the parameters of this, but apparently he made some indication that there's going to be some kind of stimulus proposal that's going to be released this week in the Senate. It's going to be brought to the floor. We don't know what that's going to be. However, we can anticipate it's probably not going to be the skinny bill. The reason is Mitch McConnell tried that twice and it got denied 2 times. So we can anticipate Mitch McConnell probably isn't going to try the skinny bill again because it didn't work twice. Why try it again? But you never know. But we can anticipate it's probably going to be something a little bit bigger, maybe around that $1 trillion price tag that we're thinking of. This is a far cry from the $2.2 trillion stimulus package that Nancy Pelosi has been pushing prior to the election and continues to talk about. Meanwhile, the $3.4 trillion HEROES Act that has been coming up a little bit lately as well. So it seems like they've been kind of oscillating a little bit between the $2.2 trillion HEROES Act, which is the watered down HEROES Act, which is the one that was coming up right before the election, and then the $3.4 trillion, which I talked about in my video this morning, that Joe Biden was hitting on last night in his press conference, press release, whatever you want to call it. So either way, what we can anticipate would come out from the Senate this week. We don't know when it's going to be, but I'm watching for it. I'm curious to see what it's going to be. Hopefully, seriously, at some point, hopefully we can get the Democrats, the House of Representatives, the Republicans, the Senate, all of these people to just come together and pass something. Whether it's big or small, maybe it's right in the middle. We don't know where it's going to hit, but at least let's just get something done. Let's get some additional relief out to the people. Let's get something to the people immediately and get them kind of off, help them out a little bit between now and then. And they can always come back to the negotiating table and pass something again later, which who knows if that would ever happen. But it's getting to be ridiculous, as I think many of you are agreeing with at this point. So again, I'll continue watching all of this closely going forward throughout this week. Hopefully we can get that proposal on the floor in the Senate. And hopefully it's something that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer will actually agree with and just feel like, yeah, you know what, let's just do it, let's just take it, and we can always come back and negotiate later. But who knows, because Nancy, like I've been saying, Nancy has this all or nothing deal. So kind of makes it really hard to negotiate when it's either all or nothing. So either way, I'll continue watching all this, and I'll be back tomorrow morning with another video with the latest updates and everything that's going on. But please stay safe out there, everybody, and I will catch you again